You won't believe what's next. The Czech brings the body to the lab. Police find the female coroner's 14 Pro Max gone, leaving only 2 knockoffs. So, the mural killer's helper is a copycat. Will seeks the female coroner's kidney, while Hannibal, done for the day, prepares a lavish dinner. He grinds the kidney into meat threads, adds a dash of rosemary, and then stir-fries it like a pro, which turns into a masterpiece of chef's creative dish. Little do the Czechs know, the clue they are desperately searching for is already getting used by Hannibal. Meanwhile, Will brings the reporter Lau for a scoop. He tells Lau he has a secret admirer, getting ready to take revenge on Hannibal, like a heartbroken poet in a love song contest. Will decides to team up with Lau for an exclusive scoop. Unbeknownst to him, the admirer is already right next to him. Håkon has turned into Will's die-hard fan. Crazy. Håkon is totally fanboying over Will's genius criminal skills. When Will learns this, he asks Håkon why he killed the deputy and judge, and Håkon says he did it to help him out. But the judge wasn't targeted by him. Håkon then drops Will back, guessing he seeks a favour. Oblivious, kind-hearted Hannibal still lunges by the pool. Before long, Hannibal is knocked unconscious by Håkon's tranquilizer gun and is then ruthlessly tied securely to a cross what a truly horrendous and inhumane stage show it is. Before taking Hannibal out, Håkon needs to sort out many things. He learns Hannibal's true identity, thinking that if he takes him down, he can become the new "You are now officially an adult. Remember the phrase, as long as you're willing to eat me." Just at the moment when Håkon is preparing to strike, Jack appears precisely at the right time. He takes out Håkon in one shot, but Håkon manages to kick the prop from under Hannibal's feet before passing out. Thankfully, Jack reacts fast. He successfully saves Hannibal. Yet in prison, Will is consumed by revenge, and a gruesome incident hits town. The victim is hollowed out and planted in the ground like a human cherry blossom tree. The forensic examination reveals the killer's surgical skills are exceptional, matching Jack the Ripper's. Yet, he took all organs but a lung, replacing the heart with iron. He even used family osmanthus flowers to make a chain as a substitute for intestines. Controversial much. The detectives are stunned, using poison. This killer is quite the chef. Meanwhile, the ginseng is still looking for the silver flowers trace, as these flower chains are all delicious. This is an evaluation report. The silver flower believes the victims are anything but ordinary. But when faced with such a cruel killer, the Czechs are out of desperation. Czech seeks Hannibal's help in analysing the hiding spot of Jack the Ripper, but kind-hearted Hannibal turns him down. "I'm close to dying, I'm gonna die if it's for you." Hannibal's feeling a bit snarky and doesn't want to mess with death anymore. Therefore, he makes the decision to sever completely all ties with the Joint Investigation Bureau. But the real reason Hannibal refuses Czech isn't quite that. Instead, he's made a new life plan. "I will take you to the dinner party. Just tell me I'll come. I won't lose him." Meanwhile, on the other side, Will has his own exclusive plan. Ever since learning of Håkon's botched job against Hannibal, Will has been bribing others to avenge him. He finds Gideon and warns him that Hannibal will eliminate everyone who knows his identity, including Gideon himself. The solution is to lock Hannibal up. It'll make him fade away. At that moment, Jack happens to overhear their conversation, but Jack ignores it, thinking back to what his friend Lucas said about Hannibal being a good guy. But soon, the rising evidence in the police station leaves. Soon, he finds Gideon to inquire about Hannibal. Gideon doesn't refuse and quickly spills everything he knows, but he pays a heavy price for his reckless disclosure. Meanwhile, the gourmet Hannibal's dinner proceeds as planned, but Czech is full of doubts about Hannibal now. Czech wants to take food back for a study, but Hannibal planned heart and liver instead. Stubborn Czech just wants this plate. Hannibal senses Czech's odd behavior, but he wouldn't make such a rookie mistake. This is an integral part of Hannibal's plan, and once back at the precinct, Czech immediately instructs the coroner to test the food. Meanwhile, after Alana wakes up, Hannibal puts on a disguise and takes away the backstabber Gideon. By the time the police arrive at the hospital, Hannibal is nowhere to be found, leaving only a god dangling from a fish hook. Gideon is already rendered paralyzed, clearly incapable of pulling this off. Realizing this, Czech rushes to demand Hannibal's whereabouts from the "Do you have any responsibility towards Hannibal?" "I have none." Meanwhile, the food testing results are in. The testing report clears Hannibal's ingredients. With flawless evidence and testimonies, he's off the hook. Czech, however, is confused again. But little does he know, Hannibal's revival plan is just getting started, as a victim quietly appears in the cellar. As one of the few survivors left under Jack the Ripper, Czech hopes to gain valuable clues from him, but Miller's memory is becoming hazy. However, he has no leads and can only vaguely recall the voice, leaving him utterly perplexed. Is this witness looking at me? Seems like him the usual suspect in this case. It turns out Czech still suspects Hannibal and aims to confirm through Mill whether he's the killer. but the kind-hearted Hannibal doesn't mind making direct eye contact with the identifying witness, Mel. Sure enough, after conducting a thorough investigation, Mel rules out Hannibal as the suspect. He has been determined not to be the one. Meanwhile, Burwell finally regains his freedom, as the evidence isn't sufficient to hold his charges. The federal prosecutor drops all charges against him. The one who helped Will is none other than Jack the Ripper, who's at large. Just then, Jack finds Will and hopes he can continue to assist in capturing Jack the Ripper, but Will firmly tells Jack Hannibal is the real Jack the Ripper. At that point, Jack takes Will to the crime scene. He informs Will of the recent tragedies, and to unveil the truth, Will uses his empathy abilities again and finds that the killer plants saplings in the victims while they are still alive, planting the saplings inside them until they start to sprout, leading Will to believe that Jack the Ripper has a different agenda. And the genuine reason he doesn't kill Millie is to lure out bigger fish. Will combines all clues and deduces that Hannibal is the prime suspect. However, Chick does not believe Will, thinking that Hannibal is genuine towards him. Once again, Chick ignores Will's warning and brings Millie along to Hannibal's house, hoping to see if Mel can recover the memory he lost for 2 years, but the outcome leaves Chick hugely disappointed, as Mel still can't remember the killer's face, plunging the case back into turmoil. Shortly after, forensic investigators found new evidence in the case. Human fingerprints on petals belonged to Hannibal. Not only that, but they also found other clues in Miller's blood, and all these clues point to Dr. Chilton. Chick's profound understanding once again clears Hannibal from suspicion. Little did he know, Chilton was merely a pawn in Hannibal's game to shrug off suspicion. That day, Chilton returns home to discover Gideon,